Today, just a short discussion about a brand new steel that's out, the PSB27. Hey guys, I'm Tim Lanks with Red Dog Bushcraft, and today I thought I'd have a short discussion about a knife I picked up when I was at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. LT Wright had it sitting on his table. This is the Bandit in PSB27. Flat striped snakeskin in a matte finish. There's what the box and decal looks like. Let's tear right into it and see what this thing looks like and my thoughts about it so far. All right, so without further ado, let's tear into this thing. It came wrapped up in the typical butcher's cloth, nice presentation in the box with the sheath and the knife. This is their standard sheath, JRE Industries, which is a very nice sheath. I like the fit and quality of their sheaths. And the thing that I went looking for and that they had was another knife in this new steel that Smoky Mountain Knife Works approached LT. I believe this is the way the story goes now. They approached him about using this new steel PSB27, and they made it in a couple of different models, and one of them is the Bandit. Now, if you're not familiar with the Bandit, it's basically a paring knife. It can be used as a patch knife, or for me, I use it as more of an everyday carry knife or a paring knife in the kitchen. And being in a full flat, that was very interesting to me. Now, if you don't know about me, I am a survival instructor, and I process game every week as a demonstration for students. And when I'm processing that game, I use that to test a lot of knives. And I started using this new steel right after it came out. I've been using it for well over a year now, and I've been very impressed with it. We'll get into more of the steel of the PSB27 in some later videos dedicated to just that. But let me just tell you this. I am very impressed with this steel. Most of the time in a full fixed blade knife, I don't care for the super steels. I would rather have a softer traditional steel, the 1095s, the 01s, the A2s, all of that type, over a super steel or a stainless steel, because of its ease of touching up and what I'm doing with those knives most of the time. But with that said, when it comes to the kitchen, I like stainless knives if they're a high quality stainless, because of the environment they're in. Different tools for different jobs, right? So with this being really my paring knife, but also being able to carry it every day, and the ability to demonstrate to students that you don't have to have a large survival knife to process game. Everything that you need to do in the kitchen as far as processing game in a survival or camping situation, you can do it with this knife. And the PSB27 acts like a high quality stainless, but it is a carbon steel. It's a derivative, or from what I understand, basically the same mixture, the same ingredients as D2, but this steel acts nothing like D2 except the durability of it. It has good edge retention, but all of the rest of the characteristics act very much like that high carbon steel that I like in most of my belt knives. So this really is a good mix of old school and new school. And like I said, we'll get into more of the steel later. But the striped snakeskin, I'm liking it. It goes well. It's easy to see. I like that when I'm setting it down and working with it into class. If I drop this knife, it's easy to spot that, but it's just a really cool look. The classic paring knife design on the blade, man, that's just hard to beat. That's why it has stood this test of time in our kitchens for years. Nice size lanyard hole. It is pinned. Of course, they go through their gluing process, so this scales, the chances of them coming off of this thing are slim to none. Very nice size, a little bit thicker than most of the paring knives like you would pick up at your discount stores. And you're talking about a premium price when it comes to this particular knife and this particular knife steel. But for kitchen work, everyday carry, the versatility of processing chickens and rabbits with this thing, it's a good roundabout, good quality knife, and I've enjoyed it very much. As far as the sharpness, oh yeah, she came like a razor right out the pack. I have used it several times, and I did let some students use it a couple of times, and well, they were sawing on some bones and it dulled it a little bit in a couple of the edges, so I did touch it up. Now, most of the time with my knives, when I go to touch them up, I just drop them to touch it up. But this steel is so tough that you can do it. You need a little bit higher compound if you want to get it done in a day, but you can certainly strop this knife back into a razor sharpness without any trouble. It's just that it takes a little bit longer than I have the patience for. So I go straight through the diamond rod to touch it up, and then hit it just a few times on the strop, and it's right back to a razor again. And I like that. If I'm going to have a modern steel, if I have to use a modern stone to touch it back up, as long as I'm not having to work away a lot of steel, I have no problem with that. Cleans up good, fit and finish is good. Definitely going to be one that is added to my arsenal that is going to be used quite a bit, especially in class. All right, guys, we're not going to make this a long video. Just a quick look at the Bandit PSB27 in a full flat with striped snakeskin in a matte finish from LT Wright. Knives that you just cannot beat the quality of. This was another one of the top 4 knives that I went to Smoky Mountain Knife Works to look for, and I have not been disappointed. Stand by for some more talk about that new steel in some future videos. It's going to be coming out real soon. I'm still tracking a lot of the data and stuff on it, and that was after a year of use in both my personal use and using it during classes and teaching. So look forward to that, but I'll give you a little spoiler alert. I like it. I don't just like it, I like it a lot. So thanks for joining me for this one. I'm Tim Langston with Red Dog Bushcraft, home of global safety and survival. Until next time, guys, God bless.